My two oldest boys have braces. Putting aside the fact that they cost a pretty penny, getting them to brush their teeth, trying to floss, and keep food out of their braces is tough. It's only because of the extra tools that the dentist provides that make it possible to keep food out of their mouth. Now, if I could only get my boys to use them. Dividend investing can be a difficult thing if you don't have the right tools to do the job. These are the 4 tools that make me a successful dividend investor. All right, let's dive in here. The first 2 tools are completely free, no cost to use them. The first tool that I use is seekingalpha.com. I know a good portion of you guys probably already use Seeking Alpha in some way, shape, or form. However, for me, I use it for a specific purpose. After you search for the stock ticker symbol, you can come over to this tab for dividends. On the main dividend scorecard tab, you can scroll down. You get some data here, such as how long they've been raising their dividend, what their current yield is, payout ratio, growth rate. The specific reason, though, why I like this tool is for their dividend history and their dividend growth rates. Most of the stocks that I use are on my dividend stock spreadsheet, but not all of them are. And if I need to know, or if I'm trying to answer a question for somebody, and if I need to capture that dividend growth rate, I go to seekingalpha.com. If you click on the dividend growth tab, you scroll down here, you can see the dividend growth rate here, the compound annual growth rate for the 1 year, 3, 5, and 10-year growth rates. You can also capture the dividend history on this tab right here. I like Seeking Alpha for this reason because you can go back and capture all of the dividend history. You just can't download all the data unless you have a subscription. That's all I use Seeking Alpha for. You can use it for more than that. However, I get a lot of my other data from other sources. All right, second tool we're gonna talk about here is Morningstar.com. I only use Morningstar.com for one purpose, and that is the dividend payout ratio based on free cash flow. It's very easy to find the payout ratio based on net income. That's the standard payout ratio. Pretty much any website will give that information to you. However, it's a little bit more difficult to find the underlying data for free cash flow as it relates to the dividend. If you're on Morningstar's website, we come up here, type in the ticker symbol, the stock will pop up below it, click on it. Now it's important to note you can't do these next steps and get the data as you're looking for it on a mobile platform. You need to be on a desktop, otherwise you're not going to get the data you're looking for. Once the page pulls up, we'll go to key ratios, and then we'll click on full key ratios data. Now it's gonna default to showing you ascending. I like to look at it from left to right, so I'll switch it to descending. You've got the trailing 12 months, and then the most recent fiscal years going back to 2011. Now the dividend payout ratio, the standard calculation is dividends paid divided by net income. However, we want to look at dividends paid divided by free cash flow. In order to do this calculation, we need to have the dividend per share as well as the free cash flow per share. Many websites will actually give you, if you can find it, the free cash flow, but they're not going to give you the free cash flow per share, which leaves you with an additional calculation after you find how many shares are outstanding. However, Morningstar gives you both the free cash flow as well as the free cash flow per share. So we've got our dividends right here, and this is, by the way, dividends per share, even though it doesn't say it. And then down here we have both free cash flow in total and then free cash flow per share right here. So all we need to do is take our annual dividends, so the most recent fiscal year, 55 cents per share, and then divide it by the free cash flow per share, $1.56. So the dividend payout ratio for First of Long Island Corporation, which we actually recently talked about in a recent video, based on free cash flow, is 35.25%. You can just multiply this by 100 to make it easier to read. 35.25%. And what's great about Morningstar's website is you have the historical data as well. You can know the most recent fiscal year, but you can also look at the trending across the historical years, both in the dividends per share as well as the free cash flow per share. So you get an idea of how stable is their dividend payout ratio. Is the most recent year an anomaly and it's actually got historical terrible cash flow? Or is this part of its stable trend like we see with First of Long Island Corporation? All right, the third tool that makes me a successful dividend investor is my monthly dividend stock spreadsheet. Now this is not a free tool that you can use because you would have to be a part of my Patreon community, which does cost $15 a month. If you're interested in that, you get more than just a monthly dividend stock spreadsheet. You get access to all of my trades, you get access to all of my spreadsheets, and access to a community in Discord of other dividend investors that you can learn from. We're a growing community of people that help each other in our investing journey, and we'd love to have you there as well. If you're interested, check out the link in the description below. In this spreadsheet, we've got access to all of the dividend stocks that have been raising their dividend for at least 5 consecutive years. We also have their price information, their 1, 3, 5, and 10-year growth rates, their current dividend yield, in addition to how their dividend yield has compared to their 5-year average yield. We've got their payout ratio based on free cash flow over the trailing 12 months and the previous year. we've got their frequency of dividend, annual dividend, and we've got their free cash flow per share historically going back to 2018. What makes this a great tool is that you can come in here and you can filter based on the criteria you would like to look for. If you prefer to look at only stocks that have been raising their dividend for at least 50 years, you can do that. Just come in here, do a number filter, greater than or equal to, and just type in 50 years. And then you're looking at only the dividend champions that have been raising their dividend for at least 50 years, and you can sort by yield right here, and you can sort by who has the highest 10-year growth rate right here. All right, the fourth dividend tool that I think will help make you a successful investor is a great way to track your dividends. You can certainly do this with an Excel spreadsheet, or you can use just your brokerage website. But I found that there are better opportunities out there that are going to help you keep more oversight over your portfolio, understand what your cash flow is right now, what it'll be in the future, and understanding when dividends will be paid for the stocks that you own. So the fourth tool that I want to share with you is the dividendtracker.com. This is a view of my dashboard of my portfolios. I've got all three in here: the options portfolio, the core dividend portfolio, and the high yield dividend portfolio. You can see all of my holdings here. You've got my overall dividend yield, my yield on cost, my income for February, and my anticipated annual income based on my current holdings. You've got all of the holdings here, their current price, what my equity position is, the average price, dividend yield, annual income, and my yield and cost for each individual position. In addition, along the left side here, we can create a watch list. One thing I love here is the dividend payout calendar. I can do it based on my entire portfolio or on each of the individual segments of the portfolio, and I can see what my anticipated cash flow is not only this month, but in future months as well. This could be especially helpful for you if you are in the cash flow now stage of your dividend journey, where you are living off the dividends and you're trying to be able to create a stable dividend payout over all 12 months rather than having a lot in one month and a little in another, because a lot of dividend stocks only pay quarterly. So I really like this feature right here. It helps me understand exactly how the dividends are paid out throughout the year. There's also a diversification tab here. You can see how well diversified you are across different sectors of the economy. You can also take a look at the most popular stocks and ETFs owned by members of the Dividend Tracker website. You'll see here the most popular dividend stock is Realty Income, followed by Apple, AT&T, Coca-Cola, and AbbVie. You can also click over here for most popular funds. Look at these two up here, QYLD and SCHT, my two babies. You can also sort by monthly dividend payers if that's something that's important to you. Dividend Kings and Dividend Aristocrats. There's a news tab which will filter out news for you based on your holdings in your portfolio. So I've got Enbridge in here, so there's news for Enbridge, Northwest Bankshares news, Arbor Realty, Store Capital. So this can be a great way for you to be caught up on specific events that are happening with your portfolio while also not having to worry about it and track it on a daily or even weekly or monthly basis. There's also some new things that are coming. They're still working on them, such as a dividend stock screener, a goals tab, and a community tab. This is also a website that they're still trying to build out and make better every single day. So you're gonna get the beta version, and they say right here that you might expect some bugs, and you can submit feedback right here. There are two versions of this website. There is a free version and there's a premium version. With the free version, you get one manual portfolio, which you would need to keep track of yourself and update manually. You can add as many stocks as you want. You have access to the watch list. You can look at a portion of the diversification analysis. You've got the payout calendar. You do not have access, though, to the dividend grades, the stock screener, and future income calculator, which are coming soon, dividend stock ideas, dividend alerts, income goals calculator, etc. The premium version is $100 a year, or you can pay it on a monthly basis at $9.99 a month, which essentially gives you the opportunity to test it for 2 or 3 months and only spend, say, $20 or $30 to see if it's a good fit for you, and if you don't like it, you can always back out of it. I personally went for the annual plan, though, because I saved $20 by doing that. If you like this video, check out this one right over here. It's going to be a great next step for you in building your very first dividend portfolio. That's all I got for you guys in this video. Have a great rest of your day, and please continue to stay healthy, both physically and financially. Have a good one.